Right now at 5:30 on WKYT this morning, a Lexington man accused of a gruesome murder will head to court today. We're looking ahead at what to expect.
Also on WKYT this morning, a Laurel County mother who is accused of taking off with her son while she was under the influence of drugs is expected to be in court in London today.
And some kids in central Kentucky getting ready to head back to school this morning. We're looking ahead to their first day ahead.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Well, good morning. It is so good to have you with us on this Monday. Hope you had a nice weekend. August 1st, here we go. I'm Bill Bryant.
I'm Rebecca Smith. Did get a little bit of pool time in between the showers.
That's good, yeah. And that was the deal. You get some sunshine a while, those clouds would roll through. This is a trend we expect to continue. WKYT meteorologist Micah Harris is here on what is, again, a first alert severe weather day.
Yeah, we were talking about it just a few minutes ago during break that on Friday we actually had a shower that developed over Richmond and just to the west of Richmond, and it stayed there for about an hour. It just kept developing, and that was the only one out there. You go north just about 15 miles, crystal blue skies here in Lexington. It was really weird, but that's the case. It's going to be again today and off into the next few days. It's just hit and miss, just still in the forecast. Heavier downpours, brief heavy downpours, rolling out of Montgomery County into southern portion of Bath County. Owensville, at least get some sprinkles out of this, but really a southern portion of Bath County, Frenchburg as well in Menifee County as you roll down 460. So that's the deal right now. Only one out there at the moment, but by the afternoon we could experience a few more. All the roadways look pretty good except for that area, so I'm not hearing of any traffic issues as you're traveling this morning. We're going to get into the afternoon forecast because that's when the bulk of the rain moves on, and I call it the bulk. Not everybody sees rain today, but I'm going to show you where I expect that coming up.
Okay, see you then. Thank you.
A Lexington man accused of a gruesome murder will head to court today.
Patrick Jones is charged with murdering his ex-girlfriend and leaving her dismembered body in dumpsters. WKYT's Mark Barber is live in our studio with what we can expect in court today. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Bill. Patrick Jones will be back in court in 3 hours for a preliminary hearing, so we could hear witnesses testify for the first time in this case today. The last time the 24-year-old was in court, he entered a not guilty plea for his charges of murder, tampering with evidence, and abusing a corpse. Jones was arrested a week and a half ago after pieces of his girlfriend's mutilated body were found in 2 dumpsters along Malibu Drive. Police say Jones killed Haley Burjoyce with a wrench before he dismembered her body. The couple had a child together. Neighbors say while they heard the pair fighting a lot, they never thought something this horrifying, this gruesome would happen. Again, Jones will stand before a judge in this disturbing case at 8:30 this morning. We'll be right there in the courtroom, so stay with us here on WKYT as we keep updating the story throughout the morning. Bill, Rebecca.
All right, thanks so much, Mark. Family members are pleading for any leads to help them find the bodies of a northern Kentucky couple. Crystal Warner and Bobby Jones were last seen July 3rd at a home in Washington County. Friends and family have searched in several Kentucky cities since then, and lately they've been focusing the search on Winchester. That's where they say the couple's car last seen. Jones's sister says the search is emotionally exhausting.
You can't get your mind off of it, and trying to commit 100% to searching and then coming home and being a mom to 3 kids who don't know or understand what's going on. It's just, I guess, emotionally exhausting.
Jones's sister says they're raising money so the search can continue. The family also making a map, marking off where they've searched. They're planning another big, large search this coming weekend.
A Laurel County mother who is accused of taking off with her son while she was under the influence of drugs is expected to be in court today. Jamie Allen is facing several charges, including attempted murder of a police officer. Sergeant Larry Parrott says they found Allen and her son on Langnell Road in Laurel County. The deputy says they caught up with her on the side of a road looking to make an escape. That's when Sergeant Parrott says Allen threatened him with a knife.
She was highly intoxicated. She began cursing. One of the other guys that was with me ran up to her, and at that point he realized she had a knife in her right hand, and he was yelling, "Drop the knife, drop the knife."
Deputies were able to arrest Allen. They also arrested another woman who they say helped hide Allen. Social services have placed the child with his biological father.
Here in Lexington, investigators are trying to figure out what caused a man to fall into a pond at a cemetery. The Fayette County coroner says Luis Arevalo Jimenez drowned after falling into the pond. Firefighters say Jimenez was walking around the pond with his girlfriend when he fell. There is no fence around that pond, but there are signs posted in the area. It's about 7 feet deep. A man charged with several counts of animal cruelty will appear in a Mercer County court today. Charles Burrell was charged after 43 abandoned horses were found on a farm leased by the Burrell family. His daughter and horse trainer Maria Burrell is wanted on the same charges, but police say she has left the state. After weeks of intensive care, the horses are recovering, but a volunteer caring for the horses says it will likely take more than a year for the horses to make a full recovery.
In southeastern Kentucky, 2 men are facing charges after deputies say they broke into 2 schools. Chase Hoskins and Dewey Collette were arrested in Leslie County. Deputies say the 2 of them admitted to breaking into Stinnett Elementary and Leslie County Central High to steal money and snacks. Businesses near the schools are glad the men have been tracked down.
Breathe a little bit easier. And again, for our business being so close to the Wesley County High School, it does make you feel a little bit easier, breathe a little bit easier.
Deputies say they were able to use tips from the community to track the men down. School leaders say the schools are safe and are ready for the brand new school year.
A Florida man is charged with aggravated battery after police say he hit a Lexington teenager with a shovel at a beach. Police say Christopher Carosella was arguing with Kristen Geis over a large hole he had dug. They say Carosella got upset with him, with Geis when he refused to stop digging. Geis's father told a Florida news station that Carosella took the shovel his son had left on the beach and hit him with it twice. Geis had minor injuries.
All right, a beach dispute. With less than 100 days until the elections, the 2016 presidential candidates and their running mates are crisscrossing the country.
And Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump is facing some new criticism for his so-called attacks on the parents of a Muslim American soldier who died in Iraq. Hannah Daniels has the latest on both campaigns.
Republican vice presidential nominee Mike Pence sought to diffuse the conflict between Donald Trump and the Muslim soldier's parents Sunday night. In a statement, Pence said that both he and Trump believe Humayun Khan is, quote, an American hero, adding that his family should be cherished by every American. The comment did little to extinguish the firestorm sparked after Trump bashed Khizr Khan for criticizing him in a speech at the Democratic National Convention, leveling this attack at his wife.
If you look at his wife, she was standing there. She had nothing to say. Maybe she wasn't allowed to have anything to say.
The slain soldier's mother responded to Trump in an op-ed for the Washington Post, writing, quote, without saying a thing, all the world, all America felt my pain. Appearing on CNN, her husband was less diplomatic.
He is a black soul, and this is totally unfit for the leadership of this beautiful country.
House Speaker Paul Ryan and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell released separate statements Sunday condemning Trump without mentioning him by name. Speaking at a church in Cleveland, Hillary Clinton called him out directly.
Mr. Khan paid the ultimate sacrifice in his family, didn't he? And what has he heard from Donald Trump? Nothing but insults.
Clinton now holds a slight lead over Trump in 11 key battleground states following her party's convention. Hannah Daniels, CBS News.
Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell released a statement on Captain Khan, saying, quote, Captain Khan was an American hero, and like all Americans, I'm grateful for the sacrifices that selfless young men like Captain Khan and their families have made in the war on terror. He also went on to say, I agree with the Khans and families across the country that a travel ban on all members of a religion simply contrary to American values.
Some news about Kentucky's other U.S. senator. A new report out shows that Senator Rand Paul has more than $300,000 in unpaid bills from his failed presidential campaign. According to the Lexington Herald Leader, Paul's campaign owes dozens of businesses and individuals for things like rent, phone, and internet access, and various miss legal fees. Paul's campaign spokeswoman released a statement saying, in part, all vendors are being paid in the normal flow of a campaign, and everyone will be paid in full. Closing down campaigns takes time, as evidenced by other presidential campaigns that are at similar stages of doing so. The entire statement is on WKYT.com. Paul is currently running for another term in the U.S. Senate here in Kentucky.
Hundreds revved up their engines in Mercer County in memory of a friend who loved to work on cars. Matt Darland and 2 others were killed last month when their car crashed into a brick wall. Friends of Darland gathered at Anderson Dean Park in Harrodsburg for a car show. Friends say the fundraiser was fitting for the man gone too soon. We're told Darland left behind a young son, and money raised will go into an account for him.
It was a tragedy, and obviously you can't plan for anything like that. You never want to lose somebody, but losing them that way is even worse, and I know they hadn't planned for anything. Try to help them out as much as we could.
Friends say they were happy with the amount of support they received.
Well, it is that time of year again across the Commonwealth. Here we are on August 1st, and it is time for some kids already to head back to school.
It is time. A handful of schools actually start back this week. Some even start this morning. Ready or not, here it comes. Mike Byer live in Frankfort on this first day of school. Good morning.
Good morning, Rebecca. Yeah, it's hard to believe it's August already, meaning schools around the state are getting set to head back. Frankfort Independent Schools are the first to kick off the new school year. Second Street School, Frankfort High School, and Capital City Prep are the first among heading back this morning. These 3 schools starting up are just the tip of the iceberg, as many other schools will be heading back in the next few days and weeks to come. Bergen Independent students will start a new school year tomorrow. Estill County schools head back on Wednesday, and on Thursday, Barberville, Jackson, and Mercer County students will head back to the classrooms. Now, many districts, including Fayette County, start next week. That includes the rest of Franklin County, which start on Thursday, August 11th. Live in Franklin County, Mike Byer, WKYT.
And Frankfort operates on a kind of a modified year-round school, but there are a lot of these systems that they're trying to build in snow days is what they're doing.
Yeah, you can imagine that is something you have to plan
just
for.
in case, right. 5:42, and let's check live drive traffic this morning and see what is going on out there. And we're going to look at the region, and it is good this morning, all clean and green. We have no reports of any major problems. Closer look into Lexington, you see things are moving along, and we really at this point have no early issues.
Drive times look good as well.
Yeah, there you go. Normal ride-in from most locations this morning. Did have a passing shower about an hour or so ago in some of the area.
Yeah.
It was small, just across the
I think we can deal with it, right?
Southern Fayette, northern Madison County, and then off into Clark County. A lot more news coming up on WKYT on your Monday.
Hope you're having a great start to your day. Well, do you ever have a sudden craving for some French bread? A new baguette machine may just be what you need in your neighborhood. We'll have more on that coming up.
We have a bits and pieces of showers outside early this morning back toward the Mountain Parkway and 460, but really we're watching back west because that's where your chance of storms are going to come from later on today. I'm going to break down that timing and where I expect those storms coming up. Little pockets of rain rolling across eastern Kentucky. It's not much, but it's still there as it tracks across that 460 corridor and also US 60 heading towards, say, Salt Lick area there in far south and southeastern portions of Bath County. Owensville, you won't get in on the mix. It's mainly Salt Lick southbound. Frenchburg getting in on the mix as we speak, and that's heading eastbound. Still some there on the Mountain Parkway, not much, but if you're traveling, just know you may run into a isolated shower there on the Mountain Parkway. Now here's the setup that we're looking at. There is a front over us. It's a stationary boundary, which means some of these storms will ride right along that. And you can see the storms back toward Missouri. Not so much heading our way. This is actually diving south and southeast. But look at this piece of energy being thrown across this boundary. That's heading our direction. So bits and pieces of it, that is, not so much the bulk of it. Watch the high resolution model. I'm going to stop it for you there at noontime. And you can see noontime, still not much going on. I would say afternoon and evening is actually your best bet to pick up on some of these rumbles. Still pretty quiet during that time. Now watch this as we get towards your 2-3 p.m. Yeah, a few storms spark up, especially back toward the west. There's little bits and pieces here and there popping up. That won't cause any problems. But with the problems you got to watch out for, stuff like this. And then you work your way back toward Frankfort, Louisville. You can see that heading our direction. But also what you can see, dry weather. Dry weather. dry weather. I mean, that's the way it's going to be this weekend. Not everybody saw rain. This weekend, most of us were actually dry, but if you got under one of those heavy downpours, it caused a couple of issues, and that's exactly what we're looking for today. High winds, not a threat. Hail, not a threat. Flooding, that's our main concern, but even that is not very high. So still isolated shots and maybe some brief heavy downpours that could cause some problems there on the roads. It's just going to be ponding. That's really what we need to be watching out for, because these grounds are still pretty saturated. And these creeks and streams are still filling up, so you just got to be watching out for some of that rain adding to that problem. 7-day forecast, your look, 85 degrees today. A few upper 80s for tomorrow and off towards your Wednesday. Both of those days, not great chances of rain, but they're still there. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's more of hit and miss. None of these days will be complete washouts. None of them. So if you're trying to make some plans, if you have anything going on, I know the kids go back to school, most of them go back to school next week, and you're trying to make some plans, stick to it. If you're going out to the lake, the pool, the river, as I always say, I never tell you to not go and cancel your plans when it's hit and miss, because what do you get? A thunderstorm for about 30 minutes, maybe an hour at best, and then the rest of the day is good. So stick to your plans. Just know you may have to dodge a couple of rumbles of thunder.
Okay.
Good to know.
Otherwise, some of the time you get some good sunshine and all that.
Exactly right.
Yeah, it's a strange time. Thank you. 5:49 right now. It looks like an ATM, but it doesn't dispense money. It dispenses bread.
Which can be just as good for carb lovers. The new vending machine in San Francisco serves up freshly baked baguettes on demand all day long. Benoit Hervé is the founder of Le Bread Express. My French accent. He says the Bay Area is a natural place for his first U.S. machine. He says the machine is loaded with partially baked loaves that are finished in the machine's oven, a few at a time. The crispier the better, right, for that crust. And more restaurants are planning on using similar technology. Next up on the menu, hamburger machines. Now that I could get into. A fully automated hamburger restaurant is set to open soon, also in San Francisco. All the big cities get all the good stuff, you know. Why can't they bring it here?
Try them there first. I guess
so.
They have the numbers, right? All right, good to have you along on WKYT. Here we are on your Monday morning.
Coming up, you'll get the stories making news right now.
Also, we'll look at traffic, see how things are moving along. We have some health news and a lot more. It sure is good to have you with us here on WKYT. Good morning. Welcome back in. WKYT this morning, live on the air on your Monday at 5:53.
Yeah, let's take a look right now at some of the stories we're working on for you at this hour.
A man accused of killing his ex-girlfriend and leaving her dismembered body in dumpsters will appear in front of a Fayette County judge later today. Patrick Jones is charged with murdering Haley Bourgeois a little more than a week ago. Police say the two were arguing before Jones used a blunt object to kill Bourgeois. Jones is also charged with tampering with evidence and abuse of a corpse.
This morning, family members of a northern Kentucky couple pleading for help. Police say Bobby Jones and Crystal Warner were murdered last month in Washington County. The family's focusing their search on an area of Winchester where the couple's car was last seen on the road.
And today, kids at Frankfort Independent Schools go back to school. The majority of schools in our region have their first day on August 10th. A handful do start back up this week, though. You can see the list of school start dates for Central and Eastern Kentucky at WKYT.com.
Topping your health headlines this morning, there are less than 100 days until the elections.
And the 2016 presidential candidates and their running mates are crisscrossing the country, hitting key battleground states. Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump continues to face some criticism for his apparent attacks on the parents of a Muslim American soldier who died in the Iraq War. The parents appeared at last week's Democratic convention. Meanwhile, Russia continues to be a major topic on the campaign trail, with Democratic claims that Moscow hacked party computers.
Federal investigators are searching for clues following the worst hot air balloon disaster in U.S. history. 16 people died in Texas Saturday when the balloon apparently hit a power line before bursting into flames and plummeting to the ground. Investigators plan to meet with the balloon's ground crew today.
Authorities in Maryland are assessing damage after deadly flash flooding there over the weekend. More than 6 inches of rain fell in Ellicott City in just 2 hours on Saturday, sweeping away cars and damaging some buildings. The state's governor has declared a state of emergency in the region there in Maryland.
As trampoline parks gain in popularity, I've never heard of that actually. A new study in pediatrics shows that injuries are skyrocketing. That tops your health headlines.
And researchers found there were nearly 7,000 park-related emergency room visits in 2014. That is up from less than 600 in 2010. Researchers found that teenage boys are most likely to get hurt, usually with lower extremity sprains and fractures. Researchers at Duke University have developed a handheld device that takes high-resolution images of children's retinas. They say the device will provide data about how a child's retina develops and lead to a better understanding of how certain diseases can impact a child's vision.
Let's get a check right now. Today's traffic trouble spots with a look at live drive traffic.
See what's going on out there early on your Monday, this first day of August. Here are the travel times first off, and they look good. Normal ride in from Nicholasville, Versailles, Frankfurt, Winchester, Paris. Everybody's looking good this morning. No reports of any problems out there, so that's good. Officer Don will update us here shortly.
Oh, yes, and today is a first alert severe weather day. Let's get the latest on that with Micah.
Yeah, and we're looking for the possibility, and I really stress that, the possibility for an isolated flooding spot. This is no widespread flooding, so there's some good news for us, but just heads up for that possibility later on this afternoon. Frenchburg, as you work your way just north of Frenchburg, that's where we're seeing the heaviest downpour. Salt Lick about to get in on the action, but there is a front over us that usually brings us the rumbles of thunder. I'll show you when you can expect that and what you can expect out of it coming up with another hour of WKYT News.